All right, welcome and good afternoon. Welcome to the Capital Area School Development Association Virtual College Fair. We are so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some absolutely fantastic schools with us here today. My name is Quaisha and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to check back on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/CASDANY. All right, now I'm going to turn it over to our first presenter from Keene State College. You can go ahead and take over the screen share and begin when you are ready.
Okay, so hi everybody. My name's Charlie. I am one of the admissions counselors at Keene State College. I am responsible for every student who is not from New England. So if you are from New York or anywhere else in the country that is not New England, then you are my student, which means that I'm the one who reads your application, and it is my responsibility to get you through the whole admissions process. Welcome. A little bit of basics about Keene State. We are in Southwest New Hampshire. We are like 20 minutes from the Massachusetts border, 20 minutes from the Vermont border. So we're tucked right in the corner there down in the Monadnock region of New Hampshire. We are a New Hampshire state school, so we are a part of the university system of New Hampshire. So it's us, Plymouth State, Granite State, and UNH. We are the smallest of the four, and we're sort of the small liberal arts college. That's kind of our niche. So the city of Keene is a small town, very much a small, like quaint New England town. Your like New England college town, I would say. So the city of Keene, downtown Keene, is like an 8-minute walk off of campus. We are right on Main Street of Keene, New Hampshire. So you go into downtown, which is pictured here. You can get all of the like shops and restaurant, your like cute little small town experience. And then just around the corner, there's more of like the shopping area of Keene. So like your chain restaurants are over there. You can get all of your like, your Bed Bath & Beyond and Target and all this stuff for your dorm. So you can, get your civilization over there, but then you can get your like cute little small town and like sit in a cafe and do your homework on the other side of town. You are allowed to have a car on campus all 4 years. I know that's a question that I get a lot for my students who are from a little bit further away. So when you move to campus, you can have a car all 4 years, although you don't really need it day to day. The city is pretty walkable. So just so you know, if you are not from the city of Keene or from within 30 miles of campus, you are required to live on campus for your first 2 years. There are 3 different options for buildings as a first-year student, but across the board, you're going to be in a double room in a traditional co-ed residence hall. There are a few different locations where you can eat on campus. Pictured here is the dining commons, which is our main dining option. Your all-you-can-eat like cafeteria style, really good food over there. My favorite is the vegetarian and vegan area because they can make stuff that I could never make my own over there. But we also have a Starbucks and Lloyd's Marketplace, which is like a walk-up option. And the Starbucks and Lloyd's, you can now, after COVID, you can now order on your phone and order ahead using your meal plan that is attached to the app on your phone. There are more than 70 different clubs that you can join at Keene State. Students at Keene State are very, very involved. So there's a lot that you can get involved in. We are Division III for all of our varsity sports. We have 18 different varsity sports. There's lots of opportunities for the performing arts on campus. All of our theater, dance, film, and music are open to anyone who wants to participate. You do not have to be a major or a minor to be able to be in any of the shows or any of the dance concerts. All of those are open to anyone who wants to audition. Community service is also a really big part of life on campus. If you want to do community service in and around the city of Keene, there's also a lot of travel opportunities with community service during our alternative break trips. There are more than 40 different majors that you can choose between at Keene State. So there's a lot that you can pick between. We are a liberal arts college, so no matter which major you pick, you are going to be taking classes from all over campus. So you are going to be a well-rounded student by the time you graduate. You're not just going to be tunnel vision focused in on whatever you end up majoring in. Students at Keene State also tend to do a couple of different programs. So usually people aren't just doing one major. For the most part, students are doing some combination of different programs. So maybe a major and a minor, a major and 2 minors. Our biggest programs, education, business, psychology, safety studies, and also our public health programs, including nursing. As far as the application goes, we have 2 different ways that you can apply. We have our application on our website, which is the Leap Forward application. We also are on the Common App. Both are perfectly fine. It is entirely up to your own personal preference. There's no preference on our end, but our application, the Leap Forward application, is free. The Common App is not. So if you don't want to pay an application fee, which nobody should want to pay $50, they don't have to, then use the application on our website. Please feel free to just copy and paste everything over from the Common App if you're doing it already. I just don't want you paying an application fee. We're rolling admission across the board, so the earlier you submit, the earlier you should hear back. Once you get your application, your essay, and your transcript in, you should hear back from me within 2 weeks. If it takes longer than 2 weeks, send me an email, prompt me, because it could be that something got lost in the mail or something ended up in spam, because it should never take me longer than 2 weeks for you to hear back from me. So application, essay, and transcript, you are free to submit anything else that you want to submit. If you have any test scores, or if you have any letters of recommendation or any supplements that you want to submit, you are free to send those to me. I love reading all that extra stuff, but you don't have to send anything other than your app, your essay, and your transcript, no matter what major that you are looking at, including nursing and the honors program. Entirely test optional, and all we need is the app, the essay, and the transcript. So my contact info is down in the corner here, but I will also post it in the chat. Again, my name is Charlie Wynn, and I am your admissions counselor for Keene State College.
All right, thank you so much. Once again, we just heard from Keene College, and we will now hear from the University of Rhode Island. I will turn it over to you. Go ahead and begin when ready.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today's session. My name is Ruby Jones. I'm a URI admission officer. I'll also be the one reviewing your applications. So again, I will go ahead, give a general overview of what URI has to offer, and feel free to submit questions through the chat. Some quick facts about URI. The University of Rhode Island is the flagship institution for the state of Rhode Island. We are considered a medium-sized university. We have just under 15,000 undergraduate students, a little over 2,000 graduate students, and approximately 3,300 first-year students. We're in a great location. We're in close proximity to some other great cities and towns. We're 90 minutes from Boston, less than three hours from New York City. The closest beach is within 10 to 15 minutes, Narragansett. And also to let you know, URI is a culturally diverse campus. Student population is represented by 68 nations. And I think my screen just paused. Yeah, 68 nations and 48 US states. We also offer small classroom sizes. Our student to faculty ratio is a 16:1. We offer more than 90 programs of study across 8 academic colleges. There are 3 competitive colleges that I highly recommend that you get your application in by the early action deadline of December 1st. That would be the College of Nursing, the College of Pharmacy, and the College of Engineering. We offer dual degree programs in international engineering, international business. We offer about 100 minors. You can add a minor to your major. We have minors in leadership studies, sustainability, digital forensics, just to name a few. And we also added a few new majors to the academic colleges. We have sports media and communications studies. We have neuroscience, data science, music therapy. And you'll find that all the faculty do provide office hours outside the regular classroom schedule. So you'll get to know the faculty who are instructing you. You'll get to know your peers. You're not going to be just considered a number at the University of Rhode Island. A wealth of opportunities do exist once you become a student at URI. We have close to 7,000 students that participate in experiential learning. This is where you're able to apply the knowledge that you gain in the classroom through hands-on learning, doing an internship. Most students will do an internship in their junior or senior year. We offer study abroad opportunities. We have over 700 study abroad programs across 75 countries. We've had students go to Thailand, Spain, Italy for a semester or two. And proud to say that we have a Summer Leadership Institute program for incoming first-year students like yourself. You can get involved, spend 3 days on campus before classes start in September. They usually accept about 100 students, so there is an application that you have to fill out and complete. The honors program is open to all students applying to URI. However, students do have to meet certain criteria. So we're looking at students who have a recalculated GPA of a 3.8 with no SATs required, or simply a recalculated 3.6 GPA in addition to a 1300 SAT score combined with reading and math, or a 3.6 GPA in addition to a 27 ACT score. You don't have to meet all three. And when you complete the common application, you will be asked a question on whether you have an interest in the honors program. And all you have to do is select yes, and you'll receive additional information. There's also a lot of perks to students being involved in the honors program. One, students get to register earlier in advance when registration opens. All of the honors courses are capped at 20 seats per class. And the honors program, they host an annual colloquium, which students get to showcase and highlight research projects that they've worked on. Rhode spirit can be felt on and off campus, starting with the 2-day overnight orientation that takes place in the month of June. During orientation, you'll meet faculty, staff, and students. You'll get your class schedule, your student ID. You'll learn about the support services that are in place, including all of the resources. So again, we're setting you up to be successful at URI. We have 18 Division I athletic sports. We offer club sports as well as intramural sports. Intramural sports, you're just playing for fun. There's no pressure. You're doing it at your leisure. The Thomas Ryan Center is our student entertainment arena. We basically host concerts on campus for your enjoyment. We've had Carrie Underwood perform, Kevin Hart, Jay Leno, the comedian who's done the Nightlife show for several years. Moving on to the application, URI has 2 important deadlines. December 1st is our early action deadline. You apply by December 1st. We're going to roll decisions out by the middle to the end of January. You definitely want to get it in by December 1st if you're looking for those competitive programs like nursing, engineering, pharmacy, as well as if you want to be considered for a merit scholarship. The regular admission deadline is February 1st. Students who apply by that time frame will be notified by the end of March. URI has a simple application process. We're a member of Common App. You fill out the Common application, you pay your $65 application fee, you communicate with your school counselor, have him or her upload your official high school transcript. You only need 1 letter of recommendation, with the exception that if you're applying to the College of Pharmacy, you'll need 2 letters of recommendation. And then the middle 50% of students' GPA range between a 3.3 and a 4.0, ACT range between a 26 and a 31, and the SAT combined score range between 1170 and a 1320. What I will do is drop all of my links and contact information in the chat box, and feel free to message me if you have any questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that for our presenter from the University of Rhode Island. We are now turning it over to St. Anselm College.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I just want to start off by thanking everyone for coming to learn about St. Anselm's, as well as the other schools and universities that are in this session. I want to introduce myself. My name is Rich Perez. I'm one of the assistant directors of admission for St. Anselm's. I always like to start talking a little bit more about our location, where we are. So we're located in Manchester, New Hampshire, which is the largest city in all of New Hampshire. We are located 3 miles from downtown New Hampshire. On a good day, about an hour and a half from Boston, and probably 3.5 hours away from the Albany area. We're a small school, so a campus of about 2,000 undergraduate students. And something that we really excel on is that small individualized attention where our students will never be a number, where you'll get to know our professors by name and faculty by name. Typically, your freshman year, you are in a class size of about 18 students. But as you can see from the screen, once you start to get higher up in your program, that number drops down to about 11 students, where, like I said, we really excel in that small individualized attention. We do not have any teaching assistants, any grad assistants teaching any of our classes. And like I said, your class is going to be taught by a full-time faculty member. Speaking a little bit more about academics, so at St. Anselm's, we're your traditional liberal arts institution. So our students will be improving on their reading, writing, communication skills, really those soft skills that we think make our students very marketable, to help them get that job after they graduate. Our students will also have a very strong degree in whatever they decide to major in. As you can see from this list, we have about 49 different majors, 53 minors, as well as 6 pre-professional programs. Some of our more popular programs, nursing, which is probably our strongest, as well as our most popular program, political science. So cool little plug. We actually host the New Hampshire Institute of Politics right on our campus, and we've had every single presidential candidate on campus since JFK. But then we also are very well known for education, communication, psychology. So talking a little bit more about the application process, what we look for in our students. So to get started at St. Anselm's, we are an SAT, ACT optional school. So our students are never forced or required to submit their test scores for us for the application process. Due to COVID this year, the only program that would require a student's test score is nursing. But like I said, because of COVID, we made the decision to go optional for this year. For every program besides nursing, our average GPA is about a 3.3, biggest part of our application process, about an 85 GPA. We do use the common application, and there is a $50 application fee, but we will waive that application fee if you either A, come to a high school visit campus, or have some sort of interaction with me. And then other than that, we will require 2 letters of recommendation, typically one from a school counselor and then someone else who could speak on your behalf, whether it be teacher, boss, and from the community. As long as it is a non-family member, that is an acceptable form of letter recommendation. Talking specifically about nursing, just because it is our most competitive program, average GPA is about a 3.7, so it is a more competitive program. Last year, we enrolled a class of about 110 nursing students. So like I said, it is more competitive. Other than that, I always like to talk a little bit more about test scores. So last year we saw about 19% of our students that did submit their test scores. 14% of those students were nursing students. So when we say we are SAT, ACT optional, we truly believe that. So the last slide that I have, I always like to talk about the different deadlines, application deadlines for our students. So we do have 3 different options when it comes to applying to St. Anselm's: early decision, early action, and regular decision. If you are interested in applying for nursing, you would be required to apply either early decision or early action. Early action, just because it is, like I said, our most competitive program. But typically for students that do apply early decision, they will have a deadline for from us within the first 2 weeks in January. First week in January, I'm sorry, excuse me. Students that apply early action, they typically will have a decision within the first 2 weeks in January. And then our regular admission deadline is February 1st. Typically, students will have a decision within the first 2 weeks in March. last day to let us know if you're coming or not is May 1st. One thing I always like to talk about is these deadlines. Students will only need to have their common application into us, to be considered for this deadline. So, your letter recommendations, high school transcript can come after these deadlines. So really kind of at this point, I will stop sharing my screen. I just wanted to thank you for learning a little bit more about St. Anselm's, and I will put all of my contact information in the chat. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for telling us all about St. Anselm. And so now we will learn more about SUNY Morrisville.
Just trying to get my screen to share here. All right. All right. Welcome to SUNY Morrisville. So SUNY, State University of New York, located in the center of the state. We're technically the geographical center of the state. We're in the rolling hills of Morrisville. We, as I tell students, we are in the middle of nowhere, and we absolutely like it that way. We have lots of land and a really, really small town. So we're very rural, and we're a very small college. What we're known for is being very, very hands-on. The college was founded in 1908, like I said, in the rolling hills of Morrisville. Our average enrollment is a little under 3,000 students. Average class size is about 18 to 25 students, but I'll tell students that some of your individual classes, you'll have maybe 8 or 10 students, very small. We have a lot of unique programs. I said we're in the middle of nowhere. We're a farm college. We do have dairy as a major. We have a lot of agriculture, which is a huge major on campus. Equine, which is the study of horses. So we have a lot of unique majors, but we also have business administration along with criminal justice and some of those liberal arts majors. We offer associate degrees and bachelor's degrees at Morrisville. And our focus is to get you out working right away. Many students get jobs in their field. Depending on their field, sometimes 100% of their students get jobs in their field. So we do have academic housing and dining, tons of student activities because we are in the middle of nowhere. We have a very active campus, and we have students that stay right on campus. So we're in our own little bubble, and we do have NCAA Division III athletics. So as I had mentioned, we're very, very hands-on and have unique programs. Some of the other programs we have is massage therapy, we have hospitality, so those very hands-on programs. State-of-the-art learning facilities. We have a pool that we swim our horses for rehabilitation for equine. We have a very diverse population. So as diverse as our majors are, our students are as diverse. We have students that come from very urban areas along with very rural areas, students right off their family farms, as well as students from other countries and other states surrounding the state of New York. Lots of internships. All of our majors require a student to have an internship, which they typically get a job afterwards. So we have 12 residence halls on campus, from singles, doubles, all the way to apartment style housing. It is required for students to live on campus your first 2 years, and then you're welcome to move off campus. But we do guarantee housing all 4 years if you're looking to stay. Some of our dining facilities, we have a lot of different dining options, from like your typical swipe your card, all you can eat buffet style, to a coffee shop, to, a lot of different places to eat that are made to order. We make some of our own food on campus. Again, we have a dairy major, so we make all of our own ice cream on campus, and it's one of our claim to fames for Morrisville if you come and visit. you'll get some ice cream, and it is really, really good. So we have tons of different clubs and organizations. Again, we want to keep the student body very active. Tons of different student clubs and organizations. There's a club for every major. We have concerts, we have hypnotists, we have comedians, and the students do run all of our campus activities board. So the students have a say in what they want on campus. So we recommend being a part of your campus activities board and going from there. So we're very active on campus. Athletics, we are NCAA Division III athletics. Some of the more popular sports we have is football, hockey. We also have, again, we have the horses, we have equine. We are part of IHSA, which is Intercollegiate Horse Show Association. So we do compete in Western and English within the equine program. So we have a lot of different options for athletics, as well as, co-curricular activities as well. Tons of different technology on campus. We're completely wireless. We have a lot of different printing areas on campus if you're still looking to print, but we're also getting away from that as well. We have ThinkPad, so we issue a lot of students within their program a laptop that comes fully equipped with all the programs that you need for your particular major. So you don't necessarily have to buy a laptop before you come. You can get it right from us. So taking your first step, the application. So we are rolling admissions, which means you can apply at any time. We do get the brunt of our applications around Thanksgiving of your senior year. So, but you are welcome to apply at any time. And typically you'll, with the exception of the nursing program that we offer, you will get an answer within 2 weeks. We'll read your application and hopefully get an acceptance within 2 weeks. We take the SUNY application, the State University of New York application, and the common application. We can take either or, and those you do online. We look for your high school transcripts or your GED scores. Letters of recommendation and personal essays are not required, but they are recommended. And then SATs and ACTs, we are test optional. Since COVID, we've been able to make decisions without the SAT or ACT. And as I said, with the exception of nursing, you'll get a 2-week turnaround. You'll get an answer within 2 weeks, which is something that we strive for. The nursing program is a little different. We do require the pre-admission test for the TEAS, the TEAS, the TEAS exam for nursing, and those decisions will go out in the springtime of your senior year. So lastly, thank you very much for taking the time to listen about SUNY Morrisville. You can contact us at the admissions office, or you can find us at morrisville.edu. I'd also recommend checking out some of the videos that we offer too. They're pretty cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. You got me wanting some ice cream now. All right, and so now we are going to hear from our panelists from Monroe College.
All right, give me one moment to get this going here properly. Hopefully you can all see my screen. I'm Takuma Drakes from Monroe College. I live in Monroe. We've been around for over 90 years, and we help students from New York all around the world. We typically see students from the Bronx. We see students from Connecticut and internationally as well. With us about the numbers, if you want to dig into that, we have about 1,200 international students from 87 different countries. We do have a big sports program. We have volleyball, we have track and field, football, a variety of other sports as well. We are a D1 division school in JUCO. So that means our program is a 2-year program for sports, but we are a 4-year school. We have a number of internships available for students. We actually internships are required for students to graduate within their 4-year degree program. We also have about 8,000 students on 3 different campuses. So our campuses are split into 3 different locations. We have New Rochelle, which does have dorming. We also have the Bronx and St. Lucia as well. So a lot of students ask about St. Lucia. More likely you won't be able to go to St. Lucia, but you know, we do have New Rochelle, which has a beautiful campus, and the Bronx as well. The majority of our classes are small. We have it that way so that students get the most out of the experience. We don't have big lecture halls, so that you're able to really speak to your professor and get a better understanding of your coursework. A lot of professors are coming from the industry themselves and not just professors who've worked for 20 years, you know, just teaching. They're actually coming from the industry. So for example, like criminal justice, a lot of folks are ex-police officers or other jobs within law enforcement. As I said before, we do not have large lecture halls. We have a large majority of students coming from internationally, President Jerome is very friendly. He's also known to give out his cell phone number to students so that they feel that they can always reach out to someone regardless of what the issue is. There is a open door policy within our school. So any administrator, any staff member is there to help and assist students any way they can. You can graduate within 3 years from Monroe College. We have what's called a trimester schedule. So students can typically graduate within 3 years if they're going for a bachelor's degree program, if they follow the schedule. And with that comes a number of different support systems. For instance, our freshman students are automatically given a mentor for their first year. And that mentor helps guide them and, you know, gives them advice that normally typically won't have as a first year student. We know that first year students usually generally have a hard time transitioning to college. So we build a support system around them. There's also tutoring available for students where faculty or peer tutoring as well. We also make it, we are a private college, but we are affordable. Typically students have reduced tuition based on their FICO score. The only time you typically see out-of-pocket expenses are usually for dorms, depending on your FICO score. Sorry, my throat is a little bit itchy today. We do have a saying that you do matter, you know, your history, your challenges, your goals. Diversity matters as well. We're a multicultural, multi-ethnic, multi-generational school. What that saying is that a lot of our students are generational students, meaning that their parents have come to Monroe and want to continue that tradition because they know the support their child is getting at Monroe College. And that is shown by our small class sizes and also the tools that we provide to students. We do have flexibility, meaning that you can take classes online or you can have them hybrid. I mean, we've all seen that through COVID that it is possible not just have classes in the regular brick and mortar traditional sense. We keep you focused, meaning that we do check in on students. If we see students that are not attending the classes regularly, we don't just dismiss them from the school. We actually reach out to them and see exactly which way, how we can assist them and which way we can assist them as well. Our formula for success, you know, we know that it's difficult to kind of know exactly what you want to do. So for example, we have the student support office that's there to help students kind of figure out how they want to go, how they want to pursue their goals. We also educate you in the real world, meaning again, the internship opportunities that we do offer to our students. and we help you launch and advance your career. More than 10,000 area high school students have participated in our Jumpstart program. Our Jumpstart program basically helps students get early access to college credits that they wouldn't have. Those credits are transferable to any college. So a student could be either in junior year or the senior year of high school and take a intro to criminal justice course, and then use that credit to continue traveling, continue to enroll in Monroe or to transfer to another school. And this is basically our Jumpstart program that's offered to students. You know, it's about 5 months. And it meets once a week. So I would end my presentation here now. I will drop my information in Dropbox. And I'd like to thank all of you for participating and taking time out to view Monroe College with me today. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that presentation from Monroe College. At this moment, we will ask for all of our panelists to come on screen, and we will have a little question and answer session so that we're able to provide our attendees with, you guys are the experts with some little nuggets of information that can really assist them and help them as they move forward in this process. Mr. Drakes, are you able to stop sharing your screen? One second. All right, there we go. Okay, so thank you again for all of our panelists. So again, we're going to take some moments. You guys have all the knowledge. We want you to share it out. And so what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And so we'll go in the same order of which we presented. So we will start with our first kind thought words from Keene State College.
My biggest advice that I can give for a student, especially since the past year, a lot of students missed a lot of opportunities to do college visits in their junior years, would be to visit any school that you're considering before you make your decision. Obviously, I hope that you come and visit Keene State, but visit any school that you are considering before you make any final decisions, because it really does make such a big difference when you see it for the first time and really get that feeling. So that's my advice.
All right, thank you for that. So going and getting your own personal kind of lay of the land. All right, Ruby over at University of Rhode Island, what is your piece of advice?
My advice to students, since URI is test optional, is to make sure you include all your extracurricular activities in your application. There are many times that I review an application and I have a student that lists zero, nothing. And if it wasn't for the school counselor telling me what the student was involved in, the student would not have been awarded a merit scholarship. So you want to make sure you list everything, whether it was part of the school, outside of the school, whether it was part of your church, list everything. Tell us what you want us to know about you.
All right, thank you for that. So let them know more about you. Okay, all right, what about St. Anselm?
Yeah, so I think my biggest piece of advice is to kind of take a step back and cherish the moment. I think the college search process can be a very daunting experience for students and families, but at the end of the day, I think it could be a very fun experience for students. I always encourage all of my students to take a step back and realize that, this process and this experience is all about you and all about them. So as best as you can, take a step back and have some fun with the process.
Have fun. I hear that. I like that one. All right. What about SUNY Morrisville?
I'm going to kind of piggyback. I would say that you should visit as well. But when you visit, if you haven't done a college visit yet, it can be very overwhelming with all of the information that you're given. I tell students, your only job when you're visiting is to look at the campus and envision yourself there. The vibe should be good. You should have a good feeling on campus, and you should be able to envision yourself there. All the other stuff of when to apply, how to apply, scholarships, all that other stuff, that's what we're here to help you do. And we will walk you through that step by step. So visit the campus and really take a look to see if you can envision yourself there.
All right, thank you for that. So that's 2 points for visiting the campus. So that one has to be, got to move that one up on the list of things to do.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what about from our friends at Monroe College?
I would say as well, visiting campus is important. You want to make sure you be comfortable in the environment. It reflects, what you want in the campus. A lot of students sometimes end up in campuses that are too big for them, and they feel that they can't really meet friends and be social there. So sometimes a school that's a little bit smaller may be ideal for them. So visiting campus is important. Also, really think about the degree program you want to study. Really seeing if you can talk to faculty there, get an idea of, what is it like being a student there. And those 2 things together, I think that those are 2 things I'll mention to students that they really look into: the visiting and seeing faculty, and also the campus.
Faculty and the campus, all great advice, all great advice. And so I want to take this moment just again to thank our panelists for sharing. All of them have shared their contact information in the chat box, so feel free to jot that down and reach out. And now I will share my screen to share some last minute housekeeping things. All right, there we go. All right, so thank you for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. We encourage you to check back with our schedule. We have other fairs, things coming up. You will also be able to find this session's recording as well as the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/CASDANY. Again, thank you for your time. We hope that this has been really valuable. We got some really great words of encouragement and some tips from some of our professionals and experts in the field. And so you enjoy the rest of your day and wish you the best on your college admissions process. Have a great day.